interrupted.
No.
First with Mr. Gaidosh's case, so domestic violence is a misdemeanor, okay? But if you have a prior domestic violence conviction, then
Which
it's,
he did.
then it's enhanced to a felony. What had happened with Mr. Gaidosh was he was arrested. Now, when an officer arrests somebody and they have a prior conviction where they believe that it's enhanced, they'll file a complaint in municipal court for the felony, citing the prior conviction. And this actually happens quite frequently in Mr. Gaidosh's case. Not quite frequently, but it happens. In Mr. Gaidosh's case, the case got bound over before it was sent up to me for review. What happens is, if you have a prior conviction, the new charge is enhanced to a felony. However, the courts have held that if your prior conviction is uncounseled, so if you came in without a lawyer, pled guilty, then it is very difficult for us to use that prior conviction to enhance the current crime to a felony. So it's what we call an uncounseled plea case. And this happens with OVIs. If you get a certain number of OVIs, it's enhanced to a felony. Domestic violence enhances to a felony. Oftentimes, if the case gets to me before it's bound over, so when it goes to municipal court, it's sent over to common police court. The case gets to me, I'll review the prior convictions. We actually scramble, we get copies of the prior convictions from the courts, and then we try to determine whether it's an uncounseled plea and if we're going to be able to use it. In Mr. Gaidosh's case, the case got bound over before we were able to review it. We reviewed the case, I reviewed it, reviewed the prior conviction, and it was uncounseled. So if we had proceeded with an indictment on I couldn't proceed with an indictment. So once it's bound over, I have 60 days to indict the case. I can't indict it. I can't go to the grand jury and say this is a felony, because I can't use the prior conviction as an element of the crime because it was an uncounseled plea. So in that case, I had to dismiss the bind over. I sent the case back to the municipal prosecutor to handle the misdemeanor domestic violence.